Welcome. Hi, my name's Kurt Molly, and I'm going to be your host for this presentation. Now, if you clicked on the button that you are a beginner, that you've never run a Facebook ad, or you invested under $1,000 in Facebook ads, you're in the right place. Now, even if you invested a little bit over $1,000, maybe you're still getting the hang of things. This is a simpler presentation than what you're going to see for the intermediate and more advanced. This presentation is really dedicated to just a more simple approach for beginners. And the presentation will assist new online advertisers in understanding the basics of Facebook ads when applying the belt method for literally less than $10 a day. So I'm going to show you the new Facebook ad strategy we just used to get 92,233 leads in only 21 days. Now, here's the deal. That sounds like a really high number. That's called a hook. That is an accurate, true number, but that doesn't mean you need 92,233 leads to reach your objective. That's one of the things that I really want to get across. It can be just a small number of people with great influence and you provide a great product and service. That's all that you really require. So again, this presentation is designed for Facebook ad buyers who are really just starting out. And this is for our open enrollment February 3rd through February 8th, 2020. Keep in mind, we're only taking 50 new family members during this time. So if you click on the presentation, you can watch the presentation, but there's no place to join, then you know that we've already reached that number of 50 or Sunday, February 8th, whatever hits first. All right. Well, right now we're really here to make some decisions. Either we kind of veer over to the left to the whole sunny path, or we kind of go to the right where there's some shiny objects like, hey, there's a beautiful mountain and some trees and a little bit darker. Well, no matter what you choose to do, hey, don't worry, we got you covered. I mean, that's what we have the free group for. And really what we're talking about right now is we're talking about the upgrade. We're talking about the premium group, the family, a group of friends who are close like family. Friends who become the family who we choose for ourselves. And that's really the people who dive in deep with us. Now, I want to be really clear here. We have a high level of customer service. We really like to work with people hand in hand to have some really great success. So what we don't do is we don't just sell the belt all the time to cram a whole bunch of people in. It's not a true family. A true family is really building on the right side and really taking care of each other as we learn and grow, not just setting up another factory. That's one of the reasons we like to do open enrollment, because we can bring people into groups, and as people are learning together, one of the great things that we can do is we can answer some of the common questions. People start to help each other out. They start to build relationships versus a bunch of just random people just dumping on in. Yeah. By the way, you've heard me ramble just a little bit, but who am I? Again, my name's Kurt Molly. You probably met me before online and maybe even in person. I'm always inside of the free group because, well, just to be open with you, is we wanted to provide as much training as possible inside of the free group, not to overwhelm, but to open your mind to the possibilities of the belt. And one of the things that we felt is there's a lot of training programs out there, but there's a lot of people who just want to get started and they just want to learn. So we wanted to give away a bunch of really good content inside of the group and really prove to you that this is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm willing to go ahead and put my money where the mouth is, put a lot of hours and a lot of research and a lot of content in here just to build a great relationship with you. Well, along that path, let me kind of tell you how I got here. So my business partner, Nick Bridges, and I, we established Black Box Social Media, our agency, in 2010. As we've been doing this for a decade, we originally started out with search engine optimization and organic social media, like posting on Twitter and stuff like that. We actually ran our first Facebook ad campaign back in December 2010. So 10 years ago, and in that January, we helped a client make $1 million in a month. And we decided we wanted to switch over 100% to media buying agency in March 2011. Now, as a brand new media buyer, here's a little secret I'm going to tell you. Now, we do this very ethically, but one of the best ways to get started is to really hone in and attach yourself to some really good frameworks, some really good mentors that can really help you out in the process. And if you don't have a lot of investment for your own products, your own services, you can always find someone who has the funds, you have the time, you're about ready to have all the knowledge, and essentially right there you can create a business that doesn't require much of a startup at all. And that's really how we got started and why we changed our business model in 2011. And some of you may decide to do that once you get into ads. I absolutely just love it. So we partnered with Molly Marketing June 2015. It's my younger brother, my middle brother, Steve. So we partner with Molly Marketing, but over the last decade, it's really important to understand is Black Box Social Media has done a lot of, well, social media and Facebook ad buying. Molly Marketing, now that's a traditional advertising agency. Now that agency has been around for about 17 years. That agency does everything from traditional print media, radio, TV, billboard. They do lots of different niches. Well, what happens is Molly Marketing now fulfills for a lot of our clients. Well, combine us both together. I mean, we have a lot of experience in e-commerce, digital products, online events, live events, coaching, consulting, authors. We've had, I believe, 6 people now to help become New York Times national bestselling authors. Large name speakers, small name speakers just starting out, professional sports teams, tourism, U.S. presidential candidate, a lot of different niches that this applies to, what I'm about ready to reveal to you in a lot of different ways. Well, Black Box Digital Products was created back in October 2011. See, back in 2011, we started to help out small businesses as an agency, and we just found out that some people just, well, couldn't afford the overall agency services that we wanted to charge. So we created a training program so we could show them how they could do a lot of the daily tasks for just 7 minutes a day. And this is a program my friend Mike Dillard helped us set up, actually. Well, then over the years, we decided to create a training program specifically for running Facebook ads. That was our business model then. So Social Media Ad Genius. Then we revamped that entire thing to Social Media Ad Genius 2.0. Well, 2.0 spawned off another 6-week course, which is called Jumpstart. See, Jumpstart, we took people through the Social Media Ad Genius course for 6 weeks. And we really did a deep dive and a lot of hand-holding to really help people start to implement, see some success. And honestly, Nick and I had a lot of fun in doing it. Well, from there, what also started to happen is we started to form a product all around helping social media managers get started. That was called Social Media Manager Pro. My business partner, Jesse Jameson and Kate Buck Jr. have taken that product over. They've done amazing with that product over the years. We've also created a digital product called the Scale Method. That was also, it was a 10-week course, and essentially we would teach people how to scale their ads. The main reason I'm telling you all this is because we've been educating for over 9 years now, almost a decade. We really understand the process of customer satisfaction, implementation, and at the end of the day, what it's all about is getting your results. Well, lots of people have also hired to rent my brain. This is people from Shark Tank. This can work from anything for dating, psychology, nerd wax with someone who was on Shark Tank, and that's the wax you put on your nose for glasses. We helped digital marketer many years ago. I mean, we can use this type of strategy in lots of different verticals and lots of different industries. So as you may have seen in other presentations and being in the free group, I mean, February is when I won the belt in front of 40 other media buyers. Well, essentially what ended up happening then is by April 2019, Nick and I came up with a belt method. And essentially what the belt method is it's a fun way to take over the last decade, all of our learnings, all of our teachings, all the things that work, and we created an acronym, the BELT. This is going to walk you through the critical steps of the beginning of the strategy. Now, by the time that we boiled down all the hard information and the stuff that was really quite easy to understand no matter what level you're at, well, a lot of people came knocking on our doors, and we really started to show this strategy with some really unique and really well-known individuals. CXL Institute. Now, this is an institute that helps train enterprise users. So we help train a lot of junior level people as they're thinking through their methodology. Now, TractionMarketing.com. Now, they show businesses to pretty much do exactly what their name is, attraction marketing. How do you attract people? How do you become the hunted versus you having to be the hunter? Now, the world famous Kat House, she's an amazing individual that really helps train lots of people all over the world how to jump into Facebook ads with Facebook ads that convert. And the program that she has is called the Academy, and that helps people who are freelancers, agency owners, or people who start running ads get really interested in like maybe doing some freelancing, getting some leads, becoming an agency owner. That's what the Facebook Academy program is all about. I help support Kat in that Facebook Academy mastermind, and that means that I have access to over hundreds of agency owners all over the globe. Small, little, big, doing all different things. So no matter who gives me advice, I know the groups specifically to tap into to test and verify, well, the math and facts of that advice. That's why we love working with these individuals. Okay, so we worked with a lot of people. I told you about a little bit who I am, showed you my expertise. Now let's examine what we got here. And this is the engagement part. So we've built the belief. This presentation really goes along with the same style of running ads. We want to build the belief with you. Now we're going to give you some edutainment, whatever you want to call it. This is the education and engagement portion. So if you've seen any of my other presentations before, I always talk about the history of ad cost continually rising. Well, again, you just said that you are new to Facebook, so you're joining the crowd. The thing is I'm going to show you some really specific tips that we're going to go over. You're not even going to have to worry about the crowd that's coming on Facebook, but I want you to know the math and facts. 7 million advertisers on Facebook. But if we look to the left-hand side, the bottom, it's actually February 2019. This is directly from Facebook, and it's a year old. So there's more people than that. 90 million business pages. Well, I was looking at facts about Facebook. I found this article. This was published January 30th of 2019. Well, Facebook had announced 5 million in April 2017, 6 million in November 2017. Bottom line, read this. Don't expect any threats of an advertiser boycott to sway Facebook management. Facebook has managed to make it bulletproof when it comes to threats of the biggest ad spenders. So just because you're throwing around a bunch of money doesn't mean you're going to get Facebook's attention. What everyone really should be asking, in my opinion, and this isn't to should on anyone, but really the big question that a lot of people have been asking and are asking is, well, how do they support 7 million plus advertisers and growing? How does that happen? Well, really what it comes down to is customer service becomes a lot of automation. I mean, you really have to. And for the 99% out there that are looking for customer service, if you've ever been down this road, it's like getting lost in the crowd. Well, here's the problem overall. This is going to give you a 10,000 foot view of what's really going on here. Number one, new tech. So Facebook's always changing, not just the buttons, but actually how we think about marketing and how we run our marketing campaigns. Now, if we end up following old advice or applying old principles that we've learned in marketing, what happens is we get random outcomes that we can't explain. That's the big deal. Here's a big question for you. Have you spent under $1,000 on Facebook ads? And if you can, it's totally cool. Actually, if you've spent more than $1,000 on Facebook ads, I'd still give you the same advice. Now, what I'm going to do here, a lot of gurus say, oh my goodness, you're going to give someone something to do before they actually take action with your program. I want to make you one of the most well-rounded media buyers and marketers out there. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. First of all, jump into Facebook Blueprint. You can go to facebook.com/business/learn. You can see the URL at the top. And I just wanted to show you, you can see that first arrow, that's my login. And you can see the second arrow down below. I completed the 22 courses. Well, what is Facebook Blueprint exactly? So let's talk about Blueprint for just a moment. What is it exactly? Well, when you go here, you're going to see there's a lot of courses that you can jump into. How to advertise on Instagram, how to advertise on Facebook, the complete guide of creating Facebook ads from your page, the essential guide to Facebook ads. Now, what these are, I'll show you an example here in just a moment. These are really quick courses that you can take. Now, what's going to happen, and the difference between what I'm about ready to show you and what this course is right here, is this course is going to really help with the basics. See, the thing is Facebook's always changing. So one of the things I encourage you to do is to take the training directly from Facebook. They're going to keep up to date on their trainings. They have 7 million advertisers to support. They kind of have to at this point. So definitely go through Blueprint. Why do I spend a couple of moments talking about Blueprint in this presentation? Well, simply comes down to this. Blueprint will show you the buttons. They're going to show you the exact buttons to push because Facebook changes them a lot. The other thing is they're going to show you exactly where to click. Well, good, because Facebook changes that a lot too, depending on users around the world trying to improve the system. Well, it kind of ends up just confusing everybody else. The belt method will teach you critical thinking. Problem, thinking, solution, belt. So, when we first created training courses, we would show all the button clicks. As soon as they, doesn't matter what platform, would update the buttons, all of a sudden the training fell apart. Not because only the videos were outdated, but we weren't showing people how to do the most important part, critical thinking. The belt method is going to show you some of the buttons to click. I'm going to show you some over-the-shoulder videos of exactly what to do. But the main thing is I'm going to show you how to think about marketing. That way, if you want to hire someone to do your marketing, you know exactly what to inspect and what to expect from your marketing. If you want to jump in it and do it yourself, you're going to know exactly how to think about your marketing. So when the buttons change, you just search for the buttons. That's the easy part. The critical thinking is the hard part and the most profitable. So let me give you one of those critical thinking skills. It should be a big aha. We're buying data versus just spending money. What's going to happen is this. You're going to hand out your hard-earned money. You're going to give it to the Facebooks. And what happens is Facebook's going to give us back data. It's black and white. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just data. Now, we have to learn how to look at that data. It's a little bit more complicated than some people make it sound. But honestly, this isn't rocket science. And I'm going to show you how to do this where it really becomes very simple. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of slides that are really ugly. It's the only way to explain what most people are teaching out there. It's wrong. I'm also going to use some words like ugly babies. Now, what an ugly baby basically is, it's an offer or a product that has not been thoroughly researched, hasn't been vetted. You know, some people have an idea, they slap together a website, and they run Facebook ads to it. No research, little copy, little effort, except I want to get sales right now. Well, an ugly baby, essentially, you don't want to tell someone they have an ugly baby. And a lot of people don't want to admit that they have an ugly baby. So what happens is they tiptoe into Facebook marketing and they end up throwing gasoline on a fire that really shouldn't be started. And I want to show you an example of this. So here's the way a typical ad buying strategy works. And you may see some of these kind of presentations inside of the free group. So here's the deal. There's a big idea. Great. Now what's going to happen is we want to choose our target market, and we're going to help you with that. Also, start testing these creatives. You want to start testing out landing pages as well. And then a lot of people don't really understand this, but retargeting, oh my goodness, it can help you clean up on a lot of additional income. Well, I'll show you that in just a couple of moments. The big idea. The thing is you're about to advertise your big idea or your client's big idea on Facebook. There's great targeting, but let's jump into this for just a minute. Just to be very open with you, after doing this for over a decade, lots of agency owners will agree, lots of people who have run ads will agree for clients. 9 out of 10 offers will fail on Facebook. And that's usually because they're not thoroughly researched, the right questions are not asked, and, well, there's some key things that you can do to test out your offer before you throw gasoline on it, i.e. ad spend that's not calculated, because that's when you're burning money and that's when people, they get frustrated, they get mad, it doesn't work. Well, we got you covered. You're going to hear me say that over and over and over during this presentation. And the reason being is this. Itai Bengal helps write a lot of our copy. He has an amazing checklist that he uses with clients and uses inside of his organization to really help flush out ideas. This is going to be critical. It's going to save you so much time and money just to make sure you have the right person in your corner. Just to make sure you have the right person in your corner, well, really to make sure you've vetted the right idea before we start spending money on it. You want to talk about a big idea. I can't wait to talk about Ron Lynch here in just a little bit. I mean, Ron Lynch is somebody whose brain is, literally, it's hard to describe. He's a brilliant individual. Now, people like OxyClean, GoPro, George Foreman Grill, Proactive, these companies you've heard of, they've hired Ron to rent his brain. And, well, with your big idea, we got you covered. I can't wait until you hear more from Ron in just a little bit. All right, let's talk about targeting. Now, the next thing is we show you in the belt method is specifically how to pick out 6 targets per month. Just to be very open with you, a lot of people pick a lot of different extra targets because they're trying to get the perfect ad at the perfect time. And It creates a lot of extra work, actually. It's really expensive. I'm going to show you that in a second. And what they do is they start testing these creatives. Because what most people learn is, oh, you got to test all these different audiences. You got to find the best of the best of the best. And you got to find all these different ad creatives, all the best of the best. And then you're going to add some more. And it starts to create a mess. And this is where people start to get confused with ads. They're like, why don't you just tell me what to do right and where to go right? The problem is actually, Facebook will tell you exactly what you need to know and where to go. Most people overthink it. So let's take a look at targeting. What's going to happen is as advertisers, I'm going to show you with the belt method how we lean into the artificial intelligence. And well, Facebook's going to automate a lot of this. See, there's something called campaign budget optimization. Some people say it's a buzzword. It's more than a buzzword. You've probably heard it already if you're just starting out in ads. Campaign budget optimization will essentially help optimize, take your budget, and Facebook's going to figure out which audience should they target. How much should they invest in that targeting? How much should they invest in the ad creative A, ad creative B, ad creative C? Well, I'm going to bore you with all the details, but Facebook's basically moving to campaign budget optimization. So if you're a new advertiser starting out and you're starting after February 2020, the only option you may have to run some of your campaigns is campaign budget optimization. It's not new, but not a lot of new people have experience in it. It's one of those things that can make a huge difference in your marketing when supported right, and you have the right information to use it. All right, let's start talking about landing pages. If you're going to run ads, you've heard of a funnel, and you've probably put together some type of funnel for your offer. Now, this could be lots of different things. You could be an e-commerce selling something. This could be you're a coach and you want to book a call. This is time to make a decision, to be a lead or time to make a sale. All right, so we got our audiences. Some people overcomplicate it with all the audiences and creatives, but the thing is what people will start to do is they'll hear this word called split testing. That means they allow to test lots of variations. Truth be told, unless you're spending a lot of money, over $1,000 a day, many times you do not require this many variations. People get very confused. They think that they have to outthink one of the smartest, most wise artificial intelligence systems out there. Really what it comes down to this, as lots of people are optimizing to landing pages, I'm going to show you something that's different. Now, you're still going to use landing pages. What most people miss is the offer. See, sometimes people will come up with a great idea, come up with a great story, great offer. Sometimes it happens naturally. And what ends up happening is much money can start falling on in. And as a new advertiser, you may be like, oh, how did they do it? Or maybe you're one of those new advertisers that started running some ads and had some great results. The problem is a lot of advertisers, they have an ugly baby. We talked about the ugly baby. The problem is they don't know they have an ugly baby because they don't want to admit it or even know it, but they throw in all this other stuff and let's take a look at landing pages for a minute. Landing pages at the end of the day is a way to message your offer. Now, to recap, as I mentioned before, 9 out of 10 offers will fail on Facebook. Why do I say that? Again, it comes down to the research, the positioning, spending some time planning out the perfect offer. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be honed in and just not thrown in the wind. Again, otherwise you're going to start spending money and it doesn't get any better. All right, here's the other thing. What a lot of people will teach, you want to run a lot of ad creatives and you want to figure out which ad creative is best. I do not believe there is a single to many. I believe what we have been told from our Facebook rep, that the algorithm knows how to create ads and deliver ads where literally it's a couple of ads that are delivered to a couple of the exact right people. So the thing is a lot of people are trying to test the blue ad, the green ad, the yellow ad, and 9 out of 10 ads top of funnel to a cold market don't work. Problem is now you're already wasting money. And sorry, not you wasting money. This is what other people do in marketing to try to figure out the perfect audience and the perfect creative. Well, especially not knowing what buttons to hit, this gets dangerous. Honestly, start kind of playing around with this stuff. This is what kind of causes that fire to be like, and then there's a raging inferno, and you're like, I don't know what happens. I don't know what's going on. Wow. One of the things I'm really excited to offer you in the Hey, We Got You Covered, my friend Mike Dillard. Now, Mike helped Nick and I get started actually back over 10 years ago. Mike's produced over $60 million spread across over 4 companies. Really what he's told me, there's a framework. So a couple weeks back, we interviewed Mike for over an hour where we asked him his exact thought process. How does he develop an offer? What does he think through? What does he start to test market before he invests in any ad spend? I'm telling you, listening to this interview is literally worth your weight in gold. Now, I don't even know what way to say it. If you've heard the interview with Mike and myself, if you followed Mike for any time, tapping inside of his brain on how he creates offers is literally revolutionary to your business. All right. Now, as a beginner, you may have heard these words before, retargeting. Well, what retargeting essentially is someone has seen one of your ads. Now, what's going to happen next is actually for you to decide. See, what can happen is we can tell who watched a video. We can tell who hit a website. We can tell who hit a specific page on your website. Heck, we can tell if someone engaged with you on Instagram. And what happens is once people have seen an offer, they've seen an opt-in page, they've seen a sales page, many times restating the story in the right way can earn business back. That is, retelling the story in the ad creative to bring people back to the sales page. Again, a lot of people are really worried about the different split tests in the landing page. Being brand new to Facebook ads, really you shouldn't be testing all the different variations of a landing page. Truth be told, there's a lot of people out there who don't know how retargeting works. They pray that they're going to set it up and it does work. I got to tell you, this is where a lot of money is when done right. So, I got you covered. Justin Brooks, great friend of mine. He's a media buyer, spent millions on media. He's trained thousands of people all around the world on how to buy media. I use this book right here, Retargeting Recipes. I'm actually featured in the book as well. And if nothing else, at the end of this presentation, if you look at all this and say, hey, Kurt, I am starting out, I am taking Blueprint, and I think I'd take you up on that free book offer, I will send you a link. It's inside of the free group for you to get a free book of retargeting recipes. You just got to pay shipping and handling. That's it. So if nothing else, just learning retargeting and setting it up, oh my goodness, you're not going to start buying farms with cash tomorrow, but what's going to start to happen is you're going to start to plant the seeds that once you start to see those seeds and you see them start to grow, it's going to make a lot of sense on what to do next. So you're always going to have resources with the interview that I have with Justin. You'll see inside of the premium membership area. But if nothing else, I got a free book for you if you want to learn retargeting. All right, now combine all these steps together. By the way, this is what everyone's doing. I'm literally doing what we call collapsing time right now. So if you're watching this presentation and you're following along and you're saying, okay, Kurt, I'm with you. I mean, this makes sense, but there's a lot of pictures here. I understand. This is what's flowing through the mind of other advertisers. I'm literally going to help you collapse time by understanding this. See, what a lot of people are trying to do is they're trying to get these audiences all lined up, get all these creatives to find the perfect retargeting audience, the perfect ad, and you don't really know what works or what doesn't, right? So here's the thing. Tracking and attribution. Who won? Attribution, what's the perfect ad? Oh, this gets confusing. This is where it gets really confusing. Kind of like, and I've said this to clients for a long time and students, it's kind of like a pig who gets dirty and rolls all over himself and well, you don't actually really know what's working and what's not. Now, throw in an offer. If it's a good offer, great. If it's a bad offer, so let's kind of look at that for just a second. So let's just say hypothetically, you have a product or a service, you're new to Facebook advertising, you've really done your research. You know that this is something that the market is ready for. Great. Let's go ahead and take the road over to the left, the sunny side. Let's just say everything starts to work out. You've gotten some really good people around you to really help you out. And what happens is you got your offer, and even all this happens, and you may have heard this with other people's stories too, to say, well, I didn't have to do all the other stuff that Kurt has talked about. It's almost kind of like they fly over all this, because really what ends up happening is this. They have a great offer and they have a great support team, meaning they learned how to tell a good story. They put together a good funnel. They had the right targeting that matched up. And what happens is a lot of people who have a great offer, what they do is they stop. What they don't realize is literally within reaching distance, there's a lot of money on the table. So if you are one of those few individuals who already have an offer, who have already started to make money, and you just started to run ads, congratulations. There's not a lot of people out there who do that. So if you've started to run ads and you don't have any sales yet and you're really frustrated, that's okay. That is absolutely okay. Because a lot of people have taken this path where, well, it gets really confusing. And what happens is it's kind of like, hey, let's take the path, shiny object. There's a mountain and there's trees and this is going to be great. Now it's a little bit darker over there. The problem comes down to this. If you're testing all of your ads, like I mentioned, like this, right? And then let's just say you have an ugly baby that nobody wants to tell you that you have an ugly baby, that ugly offer. Now what ends up happening is you throw gas on it. And really what ends up happening is it becomes like this black hole. You can't really explain it. Money comes in, money doesn't come out. Facebook ads don't work. You don't really know. Like, it's really frustrating, right? Support just hard. And then it literally feels like you're just flushing money down the toilet. And a lot of people tell me, they're like, Kurt, I feel like I just burned money. Facebook ads don't work. It's not that Facebook ads don't work. We got to take a look at the offer. The mechanism of the ads unequivocally work. But we got to take a look at the offer. We got to take a look at the funnel. We got to put the whole thing together. Here's the deal. Don't worry. We got you covered. We're not going to let you burn money. We're going to show you exactly what to do step by step. Let's take a closer look at this mess too. I've been talking about my business partner, Nick Bridges. He pops into the group, helps with a lot of things around here to make it work, designs all the funnel, puts up all the tracking pixels. Well, Nick got you covered, because during week number 2, he's going to be talking about pixels and tracking. I'm going to tell you more about that in just a minute. Well, Nick's been taking care of all of our tracking for years and our clients' tracking. But just recently, Nick called me and he said, hey, I want to give somebody $6,000. I just tell Nick yes, because he doesn't really tell me no either. So I'm like, absolutely, Nick, yes. Who? Well, it's one of the world's best in really measuring your data. That is Mr. Chris Mercer. Chris Mercer is going to talk about Facebook analytics. Now, this isn't just a regular Facebook report. This is another section where you can really start to see what people are watching, clicking, and what they're doing inside of your funnel. Also, Chris is going to be talking about Google Analytics. Well, Google Analytics is going to help you track once you start marketing outside of Facebook. I'm sure you're going to start compiling an email list, a messenger list, maybe even text messages. Well, you're going to want to know what actually made that sale. Was it Facebook that made the sale? Was it your email? Was it a text message that you sent out? Or what happened exactly? We'll be putting that in a dashboard for Google Analytics to help you make better decisions. So again, got you covered, literally, by one of the world's best. So how's the belt method different? So in kind of creating the mess that I just showed you, the belt method is less risky. We have not had any ad account shut down in the last 3 years. We're using the strategy. Lots of new people say that they always have problems getting ad accounts shut down because they're not following a process. Better reaching. Facebook's going to reward advertisers that are good citizens of the platform. Quick to implement. Literally, you can watch this training right now, because you are, and when you're done, you can start to implement for as little as $10 a day. Less expensive. Direct response is getting really expensive and can be ineffective on Facebook, and I'm going to prove it to you. Now, I'm not saying direct response does not work. Some of the world's best copywriters out there I know are making direct response work really well. But if you're not trained in direct response, if you're not one of the world's best copywriters, well, what else can you do? I'm going to show you the new customer journey, because direct marketing days of Facebook, they're not necessarily over. But they're really leaning towards the people who are really equipped with the skills, the teams to really go after direct response. And it becomes really expensive if you don't have those tools or teams. So let's take a look at the new customer journey and what that really looks like and what it costs for you as the advertiser. Now, what everyone wants, of course, you throw up an ad, you get a customer. Now, just like you're here at this presentation, it is highly doubtful that this is the first time that you have ever been exposed to us. What's probably happened is this, right? You've probably seen us in a couple of ads, some of our content on Facebook, maybe even on YouTube, Google. Heck, maybe you're in the free group, you've consumed a bunch of content there. Maybe it's been a couple of days since Open Door, then you decided to check out the presentation. I'm not quite sure what your journey is, but I appreciate you being here. See, what a lot of people do when they're starting out is they take some classes, they buy some courses, and what they hear is, hey, you want to get as many leads as possible. Well, the reason that you want to get leads is because you can follow up with people. Well, with Facebook, we can follow up with all this stuff right here. That's easy. I can show you how to do that. But what people teach out there is this. And I'm not saying this is wrong. It's just an older way of thinking. See, you want to get people to click on your ad. Okay, let's just say it's 75 cents to click on your ad. See, what happens is you want to get people to click on your ad and then wait for your website to show up. See, a lot of times when you start advertising, sometimes your mobile site can be slow. And because it's slow, it can cost you conversions, meaning people won't buy. But the thing is, you think your marketing's broke. You're not looking in the right place. We got you covered with that. We can help you with that as well, too. But let's just say that your website does load fast enough for Facebook's eyes and customers, and all of a sudden, 1 out of 5 people who are visiting your site become a lead. So that means a lead is now $5. You just got to remember, one of the things about internet marketing is it becomes down to laws of averages, buying data, and establishing probabilities. So it's never a one-to-one. I'm going to spend $1 and get a sale. There are steps in the process that we can establish probabilities. Now, not every single email that you collect is going to be 100% accurate. Not every email that opts in is going to open every email. So if you send 3 or 4 emails to warm up the audience before you send someone to a sales page, the law of averages is this. The average person who has received their 4th email, so let's just say, they've been on your email list, they receive your 4th email, the average person is going to see an open rate of 25%. So that means those $5 leads turn into $25 leads because not everyone's opening every single email. Well, if not everyone's opening every single email and even a smaller percentage of the people who open actually click, you could actually be trying to collect leads to get them through your email to send them to an offer. Many people might not even see your offer because you just don't know the averages. So what a lot of new people will do is they'll try running ads, but they don't know the averages that they should be looking for, and they think they need to recreate a new funnel, but they just haven't had enough people see their offer. Let me give you a great example. Let's say that we want to start testing out ads, just like I did here. So I start testing out ads. We have a webinar that's an hour long. You can see here at the top. We're asking people to opt into our free group. Well, you can see in red right here on the far right-hand side, we spent $809.31. So we invested $809.31. What did it get us? On the far left-hand side, it got us 32 leads. $25 a lead. 32 leads, 32 leads doesn't get us too much, right? That's not going to help us grow our business, and the investment of $800, that was expensive. So what about if there's a better way? By the way, one of the things is when we do the advanced presentation is I fly through a lot of numbers. We go through a lot of content. I'm going to show you exactly where to look in this type of presentation so you know the exact numbers to focus on. All right. See, I got an hour-long webinar. It's actually 1 hour and 11 minutes, 71 minutes. Well, if I run the entire webinar in the news feed, just to be clear, I'm going to upload the video file, write a description. It's going to be 71 minutes long. Well, actually, look at this. We can get people to watch 100% of that 71-minute video for $1.77 each. We got 493 people to watch our webinar. 493 for $875. For $875, we only got 35 leads before. I would want 493 people to watch my entire 71-minute presentation. Here's the thing. Once we receive some additional support as well too, we change the story a little bit of the opening line. Look what happens next. So we come up with a presentation 30 days ago. Now, by the way, if you've already seen the presentation that we did 30 days ago, what we're doing with the advanced version, we're doing that a little bit here, is literally showing you exactly what we taught, and then we implemented exactly what we taught, and we're showing you the results 30 days later. So we got some assistance with Mr. Mike Dillard in formulating our overall headline and our hook. Well, what happened top of funnel? Look at this. A 32-minute webinar. Many of you may have already seen 100%, 1,448 people watched 100%. So when you divide $658.25 divided by 1,448 people who viewed 100%, it's 45 cents to have someone watch a 32-minute presentation. So the question comes down to, do we want only leads that watch a webinar? Well, it depends on how much you have to spend. You can invest here in this scenario $922, and the outcome here, 2,494 people watched the webinar. 2,494 at an average cost of 37 cents. We can't even get someone to click to our website for that cost, and Facebook's finding the right person at the right time to watch 32 minutes and 42 seconds. See, the thing is, there's a lot of information out there that's the same old thinking, gets the same old results. People get really confused, or they just jump right in, they get really frustrated. I'm going to show you some data straight from Facebook that's going to change a lot of the things that other people will teach you, or maybe everything you thought you knew about digital advertising. So this is directly from our Facebook rep. Now, just to be clear, there's a couple of different levels for Facebook support. Some people have the opportunity to email Facebook directly, and depends on when they get a response back. Some people have the opportunity to open up chat. Sometimes that doesn't work for people. Also, what will happen is ads will run in your news feed that you may see that will say that Facebook will want to reach out. Always click on those ads and schedule a call, because it's Facebook's way of knowing that you want to participate in their ecosystem. If you don't schedule those calls, Facebook will think that you just don't want help. And well, that's kind of what's going to happen, is you're not going to get help. The second level of individual who may reach out to you, Facebook has certain managers that will reach out to you, and they'll be assigned to you over the course of typically a quarter or 90 days. Now, many times what will happen is well, they have a lot of clients to look after. And you might not get that phone call literally until the day number 47 of your 90 days. This doesn't mean that you get regular calls. This means that you can send an email, and if they choose to, they can reply. But you kind of have a sort of point of contact at that point. But the thing is once they disappear, that's literally what happens, is it's not assigned, is it's not moved over to an account manager. Well, one of the highest levels of representation that you can get is Global Business Group. And that's essentially the manager that we've been working with for over 2 years now. So our information is directly from inside of Facebook. Now, this is not insider information. This is very specific reasons that our agency was chosen to be assigned this type of rep, because we test certain things and we follow the guidelines that are suggested. So in this December 11th email sent to us, they want to make sure that we are not focusing on vanity metrics like buying likes, buying clicks. But the main thing is that our rep wanted to tell us is this. Again, these arrows where I want to show you exactly where to look. Our auction is not just considering past behavior. If you want to target Tony Robbins, you're not just targeting someone who liked Tony Robbins' page. But basically what they have here is to implement the current strategy, but they're also forecasting future behaviors. So someone who may be interested in going to a Tony Robbins event, not just someone who liked a page. That's huge. We'll see what happens as millions of advertisers are joining the platform. They're either trying to figure it out themselves or trying to figure out all these different courses that they can buy, and that's fine. I completely understand. It's kind of like books. If you have a lot of courses that you've used and implement, like you have a large library with books that you've read, great. But if you're just trying to figure it out, or you buy a bunch of products that don't really help you out, well, that doesn't help at all. And a lot of this is wrong information because it goes on old data. So all these people are starting and they're not going to know this information you're about ready to know. See, a lot of people think that you need lots of clicks to your website to make money. what this fancy chart here shows is what I'm pointing to right here. People actually do not have to click to remember your ad. They don't have to click to remember your brand. They don't have to click for purchase intent. Actually, this part of the graph right here on each one of these graphs shows if lots of people click. Wait a minute. So most people will say you have to get lots of clicks to your ad. Nah, look at this. 90% of purchasers never even click on an ad. Wait, what? Yeah, 50% of people who are more likely to buy won't actually click over to your website. They'll be looking at your other content, consuming your content the right way when set up the right way. And what's going to happen is they may then just search and go to your website directly. Thing is, this all comes down to influence. Well, how do we know this directly? Well, because it's directly from Facebook, directly from our global account rep. See, what happens is we're going to show you exactly where to focus because Facebook tells us this, but also because we're testing. This is where the belt comes in. This is where we're going to show you how to test the right way with the right offer with the right automation. Let me explain the process in just a little bit different way, what everyone else is doing, but what you're going to be able to do differently now. Again, this is one of those things that people just don't know or they just don't know until they know. All right. So this is the Eugene Schwartz triangle I've talked about in other presentations before. And this basically just shows this. Well, lots of people are getting on the ad platform trying to figure it out. And what lots of people are doing is they're saying, oh, let's target the most aware people. Let's go ahead and just target those people who know exactly that they're ready to buy shoes or a sweatshirt or a car or whatever. Well, everyone's doing this because, well, really they're not fully educated on how marketing really works. Not their fault, not your fault. We're going to show you a different way where literally it's pennies for you to start your marketing. A lot less risk here. I mean, really that's why we created the belt. The belief, engage, lead, and transact. See, what happens is we build you, I shouldn't say we build you, I'm going to show you exactly how to build yourself a digital newspaper. I mean, a USA Today or wherever you're at, a newspaper that always has content and then ads. I want you to be able to run multiple different offers inside of your newspaper, just like a newspaper does. See, the magic behind this whole thing is the Hot 28. I talk about the Hot 28 a lot. I talk a lot about this inside of the free group. When you do the Hot 28 and you combine it with the $1 a day strategy, not only does your brand start to get shown everywhere, your risk is really low because you're not just throwing hundreds and thousands of dollars to see if one or two ads will work out. You can know literally for under $10 if lots of ads are working out. Well, that's the thing. So let's just say you set up some ads and your brand's being seen everywhere. Well, the thing is what do you do next? It's a tough decision, right? What's up? Well, again, we got you covered. I want to talk about my 3 buckets, okay? The 3 buckets are really, I'm going to ask you. So whenever I talk to you inside of the free group, or whenever I talk to you inside the premium group, I'm always going to ask you, what bucket are you in? Now, most people want to be in bucket number 1. They're going to put in $1, they're going to make $4. Kind of like a stock investment. Now, there's not a lot of investments that I know the same day you can put in $1 and make $4. There are some for the savvy individuals. Everyone wants to get this. It's not actually what you need right now. It's what everybody thinks that they want. Really what you need right now is you put in $1 and you make $1 back. That's going to give you a customer. That's going to give you a lead. That's going to give you a longer term business because you're using Facebook as a marketing channel and just not as a cash deposit box that you're going to rate. And if it goes away, there's nothing left. Now, the bigger bucket is this. You put in $1 and then you make your money back 3 months later, 6 months later, or more. Now, that does not mean you don't know what you're doing. Actually, it's the complete opposite. You know very well what you're doing. Now, what happens is at first, many people start running ads and they feel that they start losing money. We're not losing money. We're investing to buy data. Now, when we invest to buy that data, if we buy the right data, we can actually turn some big mistakes, some money losses into some big wins. And let me show you how this yellow bucket right here is the biggest bucket that you will unequivocally want to play in. And actually, truth be told, a little behind the scenes, Nick, Itai, and I play in the 3rd yellow bucket right here. We've shown you lots of content. We've shown you lots of different things, lots of value, and we haven't asked you to buy anything at all until we ask you to make the investment today. So let's talk about these 3 buckets. This is the biggest bucket. See, the thing is I want you newbies, new person starting out, person who's only spent under $1,000, or maybe they've spent a couple $1,000s and we're just learning, it's easier to learn with pennies than it is with lots of dollars. So see, what happens is I can show you how to build an aware market, literally kind of like Monopoly. You want all your chips on the table. You want all the positions. So I can show you with pennies on how to build this. And then you refine the process, turn it into dimes, the dimes turn into quarters, and then you start cashing in those quarters for dollars. This bucket's going to be the biggest bucket. This is where you can really write your own check. Most people just don't know how to get here. So what happens is I can show you how to invest in pennies. But a lot of people right now, they're going to be wanting investing right here, solution aware. They're going to want to break even. They're going to want to understand their metrics so they can understand how do they scale and do what I just showed right here. So we can still show you how to get started with pennies, turn into dimes, those quarters. And then again, this is where we're really going to cash in. We still have half of our chips on the board. So our bucket's still going to fill up, which is great. Just a smaller bucket, right? Totally fine. But this is how we really kind of get our bearings straight. Now, put $1 in, get $4 out. I mean, that's where everyone's trying to advertise today. And with over 7 million advertisers, I mean, yeah, you can make money here. And I tell people, it's cute. And what I mean by that is I say that just so people remember there's not a lot of scale here. So if someone's already making money to a cold market, I'm like, oh my goodness, you're leaving so much money on the table. Look at all that space right there. And it's actually really expensive to market right here. So really, that's why I want to show you a much easier way. So you don't have to compete with all this. Yeah, look, there's not a lot of people to compete with down over here, especially when you run traffic the way that we suggest. All right. Well, that's really the engagement part of the presentation of BELT. At this point, and hopefully I gave you some ahas and some, oh, didn't know that. And by the way, I know unequivocally for the information that I just gave you, you will collapse time. There are a lot of people who are just getting started out there who don't have the critical thinking skills that we just started to talk about, and they're literally just throwing money at it right now. So hope you have some of those ahas as we move forward on this, because next I want to talk about leads. Some people collect leads so they can follow up with. Now, we still collect leads. You may even be in our lead list, but a lead is just another way to follow up with someone. It's to follow up with someone who knows that they crossed a certain threshold. They have gone to a landing page. We want to become a lead so we can follow up for a specific service, product, or solution. Now, in my other presentations, what we teach you is many different objectives on how to get that lead. But let's look closer, instead of all the buttons, because you can learn that elsewhere, is let's look at the lead itself. So we received 1,165 leads after we invested $11,217.01. Now, the great thing is our cost per lead was $9.63. So our goal is to be below $15. Great. We hit our target. We still only got 1,100 leads overall. Well, refining the message, putting the message directly in the news feed so people can watch the entire message. 2,494 people watched 100% of 32 minutes and 42 seconds. So imagine that you are standing in a hotel room for 32 minutes and 42 seconds, and there are 2,494 people listening to you, and the only investment you have to make is 37 cents per person, and you have some good content. This isn't a trick. Facebook's actually going to target the right person at the right time. Now, we want to take a closer look at a lead. Now, some people joined the free group and didn't even become a lead. But then after being in the group, they wanted to become a lead because they wanted some additional information. So maybe getting a lead is great, but maybe also getting you in the group can be really effective too. Also, one of the other things I'll be talking about in the premium group is how people are using Messenger, how we are using Messenger. One of the big things I want to show you with Messenger is you can collect, of course, people inside of Messenger. You can collect emails. You can even collect text messages. That's a lot of fun, and right now it's just US phone numbers. The main thing comes down to this. We never teach anybody to spam. What we show people how to do is how to build a great relationship. So see, you don't need 10,000 emails or 5,000 phone numbers to make a decent income. As long as you have a great product and a solution that can really help people, It doesn't require that many people, 569 unique subscribers to ManyChat asking to be updated when we have open enrollment. From those, almost half of those people submitted their email address. And half of those people submitted their phone number for text messaging. This is something that we can show you how to set up too. So maybe just a couple of videos can get you started at a couple of dollars a day. Maybe you don't have to build out an email funnel. Maybe it could just be collecting text messages. Maybe it could be ManyChat. Maybe just knowing some of your options sometimes can be one of the most valuable assets that you have. So now that we've led our audience to an offer, ready to take action and make a purchase decision, let's have them complete their customer journey with T-step, transact. So T is for transact. Well, let's just go over a real world example how this whole thing's going to work. So we got belief, right? So we have belief, and what we did is we refined the webinar, we refined the messaging, and remember, we received 2,494 people who watched a 32-minute presentation. Now, just to be clear on that presentation, I'm not selling anything. All I'm doing is delivering content. Because I know, and many of these people may be you, I know if they watch 32 minutes and 42 seconds, oh my goodness, they understand the method of the belt, and they're probably here listening more because they want to learn more. Again, all this is just 37 cents. So what we do is we pick out very specific videos at specific lengths to help get to know our market. So for example, what's going to happen is this video right here. Adam Lyons will teach people how to tell a story for marketing. This can be used in lots of different marketing modalities. But for a 23-minute video, people watch for just 28 cents each. 836 people watched that presentation. Well, the next one, Mr. Chris Mercer talks about Facebook analytics for 30 minutes. Anybody, 862 people who watch 30 minutes of Facebook analytics, especially for 40 cents, I know that, well, they're probably pretty good to be putting in front of my offer. And it's not costing me a ton of money. Remember, I'm keeping all my pennies at that bottom as I start filling up that entire board. Well, what about a 6-minute video? I mean, a 6-minute video, 1,300 people watched, just 31 cents each. These are people who have never seen us before. Okay, well, now that someone's seen us for the first time, we want to start to engage with them, right? Like a newspaper. We want those newspaper articles. Many of you may have seen this video, and what it is a 15-second video. Well, why did you see this video on YouTube? Why did you see this video on Facebook? I mean, it runs right in those in-stream, and well, here's the reason why. Because it's only 3 cents to have someone watch the entire video of what's coming up about open enrollment. 3 cents. See, what happens is once someone watches one of our videos top of funnel, and keep in mind, this isn't just video views. I'm going to show you how to use other learning objectives. Some people like to watch, some people like to read, some people like to click, but I'm going to show you the right message at the right place. So what can happen is for pennies, you can test out literally some of your funnels, literally just under $10 a day. See, for example, imagine someone watched one of your videos. Let's just say one of your 5-minute videos talking about a solution, maybe a product or service that your product or service offers. Then imagine that you have some testimonials. Well, you may be seeing a lot of testimonials of ours running right now. You know how much it costs for someone to watch an entire testimonial? 6 cents. We've had 22,342 people watch our entire length of a testimonial on the average price of 6 cents. Well, that means we can put content in the middle of the funnel. Now, this can work for lots of different industries. This can work for e-commerce. The list goes on and on and on. Because the cost is so inexpensive, some of these videos here are 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. The average price for someone to watch, 1,718 people watched 100% of those content videos, 29 cents. By the way, you're interested in influencer marketing? Your customers have something to say about you? There's a way that you can actually tag another page, or another page can tag your page. And then what can happen is you can run traffic to that post that looks like it comes from another page. Other people can do that with you as well. So if that sounds a little confusing, look over to the right. Kat Howell uploaded a video. Kat Howell tagged our brand, Social Media Ad Genius. I'm able to run traffic to this video and I can retarget people who watch this video. Cat can also run traffic to people to watch this video. Cat can also retarget people who watch this video. I cannot retarget Cat's audience. She cannot retarget mine. This is influencer marketing on steroids because people are watching influencers for less than 37 cents in our funnel. This works really good with testimonials bottom of funnel. When I show you how to set this up, even with a new product or service, oh my goodness. Now, last presentation I talked about, we like to send traffic, clicks, visitors to third-party sites that align with our overall belief system. So we invested $236.72 to send 579 people over to Mike Dillard's podcast for 41 cents. Hundreds of people listen. Our phone is run off the hook with our agency. All right, now it's time to get a lead. Now my middle of funnel, my digital newspaper. This is a really safe place to test out ad creatives. So you can see here, we received 75 leads for $11.51. Well, that's below our goal of $15, so that's great. So what we did is we made a couple of adjustments, some major adjustments actually, and really started scaling this. Now, what happens is we want to make sure that we're testing our messaging with our warmest market. So we invested $3,046. We got 658 people to visit our website. 296 people became a lead for $10.29. That means 45% of the people who saw our website became a lead. So we invested $3,000 to drive enough people to our website to get probable numbers, and we were at target rate. Oh my goodness, we must be targeting the right audience because, well, 45% of people, almost half the people who hit the page become a lead. It must be highly relevant. We use one additional strategy in here where right here I list our best performing ad that literally drove thousands of leads in for us. Let me show you. Once you discover that winning combination, you can double down. We invested $8,077.17. We saw 1,846 people come back to the website, where 865 leads were created in a brand new cold market at a lead cost of $9.34. That's even a higher opt-in rate than the middle of funnel because the Facebook algorithm, we invested this money to find those landing page clicks to produce those leads. Here's the thing again, we're at target. Well, how do we keep on target? $8,000 is a big investment, especially if I'm just talking right now to people who've spent under $1,000. Well, once you start spending $10, $40, $60, and the numbers start to make sense, it can move pretty quickly, again, with the right guidance. This is how we get almost half the people in a cold market who don't even know us to opt in. Well, now it comes time to buy. All right, you've seen all these different types of information, but Kurt, do people actually buy? Well, yeah. So for example, we start running a bunch of different ads, a bunch of different creatives, and we did this on Black Friday. So we made an offer for a couple of days that ended literally the day before Christmas Eve. We invested $852. We received 22 purchases of people coming into the belt. Well, you'll see the investment of the belt in just a couple of moments, but the average cost was $38 to bring them in. But again, this is because they've already heard our stories, they've already seen our content. That means that we invested $852 and we received back out $23,856. That basically means we put in $1 and made $27.99 back out. Well, let's take a look at these numbers just a little bit closer. Again, 852 in, 23,856 out. Well, to get this kind of number, there's a bigger story. That bigger story is, what did we have to invest for the month? The thing is, the numbers that I am showing you for the month of December is we invested $9,699.16. You don't have to invest this much. We know our numbers. But I like to show people all of our numbers because they say, well, Kurt, people like to show only just the numbers that matter, the numbers at the bottom. I want to be able to show you everything that the strategy that we're showing you and teaching you as we are using to put $1 in and make $3 back out. anytime that we want when we decide to, well, run certain promotions. This is what we talked about in the last presentation. Everything I just showed you is exactly how Jamie Harmon said, hey, what do I do on Black Friday? Told her exactly what to do. She implemented it. You can see here in green, all of her clients got over a 3x return on their return on ad spend. This client over here got an average of put $1 in, make 14 back out. Now, I'm not saying results are typical. They had a good offer. But that is literally the belief, engage, lead, and transact process of the belt method. This is exactly how we produced 92,233 leads that I talked about in the last presentation. Now, if you've seen the presentation inside of the free group, or if you've seen our presentation overall, you know that our client talked about achieving 100,000 leads, or we were on pace to do that. Well, the example that we gave overall is we didn't hit 100,000 leads, but 92,233 leads. I literally just showed you the exact process that we leveraged to be able to attain a number like this. And I'm not saying that you have to achieve 92,233 leads to make your business successful. Truth be told, what we talked about 30 days ago on that webinar was also to build up a messenger list where you can collect messenger messages, text messaging, and from there, build a community. And that's how a lot of you got to know us, is through our free community. Well, overall, the past hour, we can't cover everything we need in an hour. I mean, I love talking about this stuff, and that's why we have 3-day live events. We can really dive deep into this. Our goal is to inform you of the changes happening with Facebook and provide you with solutions to help you implement the proven strategy. Now, who's the belt method helped? E-commerce businesses, authors, speakers, digital agency owners, brick and mortar business owners, affiliate marketers, realtors, investors, digital product creators. I mean, here's the thing. It's not, hey, will this product work? As long as it's ethical, moral, Facebook will allow it on the system. We're talking about some really sound marketing principles that are leveraged with the artificial intelligence, where you can start to invest dollars, not hundreds of dollars, to start getting results. So next steps. If you're just starting out, implementing the strategy can help collapse time and avoid thousands of dollars in costly learning curve mistakes. If you are currently running your own ads, implementing the belt method can easily start to recover a lot of that extra money on the table. Now, if you're a freelance ad buyer, agency owner, if you employ media buyers, this training has helped hundreds of other people just like them maximize results for their clients, i.e. you. If you're considering outsourcing to an agency or currently working with an agency, this training will help you manage, inspect, and better plan your media buying strategy with your media buyer. So I recommend Blueprint to find out the buttons, but if I show you the critical thinking, you don't even have to know how to run your ads, but when you hire people, now you know exactly what to inspect or exactly what to expect. We really have a whole well-rounded system for you. So again, it really comes down to a choice. Either you can move over to the left, it's a lot sunny and bright over here, there's a family over here waiting for you, or you can kind of move on over to the right down over there, and well, it's like I said, some shiny objects where there's some trees and the mountains a little darker, and no matter what you decide, don't worry. We got you covered. We got the free group if that's what you're really happy with right now, but if you'd like to upgrade, if you would like to join the family, man, we'd love to have you. You know, a group of friends, we're close like family, friends who become the family we choose for ourselves. See, what Nick and I have decided to do is not to just offer the belt at all times so people are just streaming in. When we do this open enrollment, people can learn together. They're on the same pace together. They get to know each other. We can answer questions that are very similar and get people acclimated a lot faster, implementing a lot faster, and faster results. Well, we've talked a lot about results. We've talked a lot about processes. So people start to ask, well, Kurt, sounds great. I understand it as overall. But I want you just to buy everything. So can you just do me a favor? And can you or Molly Marketing just run this? So just to be very clear, we are great at ad buying. It's what we love to do. So as a prospective agency client, you must have a proven offer that's been market tested. Also, prospective agency clients must produce all their own content. That's so we can run all this content. I'm not going to create it for you. That's why we work with experts. Prospective agency clients must also have their own tech team, funnel design, copy and place. What you just saw through the presentation is we're going to throw a lot of gasoline on this amazing fire. We're going to do great things with it. But let's not use that in the wrong context, because I don't want to work with someone who doesn't have all the proven processes in place. It's just not fair, because we're going to spend $10,000 over 4 weeks to test out these numbers for baselines. And if people aren't ready for that, I understand. It means a lot of people are not yet ready for an agency. Well, then a lot of people ask is, what about just training an internal team? Training a team of media buyers. You can train a team or an individual. People do hire us for one-on-one weekly sessions. We do that, and we guide your entire team through an entire 4 months, and that investment is $10,000 for one-on-one consulting for an hour a week. Well, a lot of people want to learn from us in person. Mike Dillard and myself are going to be hosting 2-day events throughout the year in Austin, Texas, and maybe a couple of other locations. Those 2-day events, when we do deep dives, will be $5,000 for 2 days. So we charged last time for $5,000 for 3 days. Well, we want to make this a lot easier for you to get started. We want to bring the belt method directly to you. And that's going to be through a 10-module recorded class, live online hour sessions. This is going to really well round your marketing. There's a reason that I won the belt. There's also a reason that we decided to make this fun and easy for anyone at any level to learn and enjoy. All right, let me show you what you're about ready to get. So the Belt Method virtual trainings. Here's what's included. 10 modules of the Belt Method trainings. These are set up in modules. There's assessments at each end of the module, and you must pass the assessment to proceed to the next module. So if you like to move quickly, great. As long as you're retaining information, great. What we found is in this process, more people are implementing and we're having greater success. So inside Module 1, the Belt Method, we're going to dive deep in exactly what the methodology is. Module 2, we're going to start going over tracking and targeting with Nick. Module 3, we're going to get into ad content and copywriting. So a lot of people say, well, where am I going to come up with all this content? I'm going to show you where you can source lots of different ideas for content. And then Itai is going to spend some time on some copywriting. Now, when you write some really good copy, like I showed you the numbers in our over-the-shoulder demonstration, I mean, a real good copy can literally cut your ad cost in half. Even when you use the Belt Method for video views, great copy can cut even those low costs even lower. Well, module number 4, we're going to dive into Facebook videos and Facebook Live. You've probably seen a lot of videos with us, and I love Facebook Live, especially for the way that, well, when done right, they can run for a good long time. And I'm going to show you literally the exact same process that we have used to help Dr. Susan Pierce Thompson become a New York Times bestselling author, right below Tony Robbins. Now, we're going to round into Module 5, and this is the golden ad strategy, the most crucial step to understanding the effectiveness of your ad campaign across your funnel. Next module is the invisible list, setting up that Hot 28. We have an entire checklist for you, step-by-step guide, over-the-shoulder video views. I'm telling you, we have some great tools aligned to help you get this thing set up. Combine that with Module 7, our $1-a-day strategy. Oh my goodness, this is really where the elixir comes in. Mix that together with Module 8. That is conversion optimization and the power of 5. Discover Facebook tactics for transforming ad performance and scaling across Facebook's family of apps, including everyone's favorite, CBO. Lots of people are talking about campaign budget optimization. We want to make sure you have the right information as you're running your ads. Module number 9, putting it all together. So we'll put everything that you've learned together, and you're going to discover how to evaluate which campaigns and assets are performing best. This is the time that you literally start overlooking my shoulders so you can start to see the campaigns that we're running, and I can show you really where we're starting to put all those pieces of the puzzle together. And then it comes time to making the right decisions and scaling. That's the last module we're going to go over, is scaling and next steps. So the other thing is learning a course is great. We're going to give you step-by-step maps, guides, how-to. That's on the membership section. But what about customer support? It's a lot more than just customer support. We have over 150 people inside of the Belt Method Premium group right now where we got you covered. I'll give you a little tip. Click on the 156 members. You'd be surprised on some of the brilliant people that are inside of this group. Remember, we're only taking another 50 in because we like to work with people in batches. There's some brilliant people in here that have already taken the belt to help answer some of your questions. Now, the other thing is, well, it's just not a free-for-all group. This is a premium group. So some people want to get started right away, and there's some places they really want to jump into because they're really experienced ad buyer, or they're really curious in something, and they want to know exactly the distinctions in a certain unit. Well, great. You've already seen them in the free group. If you like what you saw in the free group, again, that's just tip the iceberg. Got you covered. Well, we asked and we poll a lot inside of the premium group. We want to make sure we're giving you the best experience possible. So we set out a poll and we asked, what can help you implement the most? Watch Me work sessions, 10-week deep dive content? Is it 2 live Q&A calls per week? The Belt Method map workbook? Well, astoundingly, you can see right here, it's the Watch Me Work sessions. So again, got you covered. In 2020, this year, January, as I set up the ads, well, I just recorded everything that we've done. So if you watch Blueprint to know which buttons to push, and you see our critical thinking to know how to do it, and you want to know, well, how does Kurt do it? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how we set up our Hot 28 for 2020. I'm going to show you exactly how I walk through our top of funnel targeting. How am I going to target my top of funnel? What audiences am I going to target? And then I'm going to show you how I set up my middle of funnel. I'm getting my propaganda set up, my digital newspaper. Then I'm going to start testing content. I'm going to put some ads in there too. And right in my middle of funnel, that digital newspaper, I'm going to figure out what messaging works best for me. Then what's going to happen is that I'm going to turn on CBO. Campaign budget optimization. This fancy word that automates a lot of stuff, and Facebook's going to find the right ad with the right person for people who already know me. Well, once I've proven that out, I'm going to show you what we do when we launch CBO top of funnel. This is how we brought in thousands of leads in the month of January. We're going to prepare upcoming content for upcoming launch. Literally the promotion that you've been watching inside the free group with ads, I'm going to show you how we set the whole thing up. I'm also going to show you how we're retargeting with Google Display and YouTube. And then what's really crucial is, I set everything up, but how do I check stats every couple of days? What do I look at? How do I make those decisions? What are the things that I screwed up? What are the things that are going well? And then it comes time to plan a promotion. Bottom of funnel. So now it's time to plan that strategic planning of literally what you're seeing right now. We love to do this meta training where we really get involved and show you really behind the curtains of, well, what you're seeing out there right now. I'll give you a step-by-step overview of what we're planning out for the launch, middle and bottom of the funnel ads. I'm definitely going to show you all of the videos of the promotion closed. Of course, those are going to be filmed because you're watching this right now. How did open enrollment end up closing? And what were some of the best ads? And what were some of the best losers that actually didn't work out so well? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in the post-promotion assessment. Review results, what worked, what didn't. And then now that the promotion's over, what do we do next? What content are we running next? How are we scaling next? What do we do next? Well, bonus number 3, live support, twice per week. Live Q&A calls, Monday and Wednesday. Review your ad account. We can discuss your ad strategy, review your copy, creatives, hooks. Keep up to date with the latest Facebook developments. Now, call times are going to happen every Monday and Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. UK is going to be 9 p.m., Australia 7 a.m., New Zealand 10 a.m. Now, depending where people are from all over the world, we'll keep polling. We may introduce some additional calls as well too. This time has worked out for us for years, but we are always curious where people are joining us from around the world. By the way, we also got you covered with some expert deep dive calls on demand. Now, here's what I mean by that. As you can really see from this presentation, the offer is pretty important. So we want to make sure you have the right copy with the right offer at the right time for the right people. That's what's going to make Facebook's artificial intelligence really work for you. So what we're going to do is when you're inside the premium group, we'll set up some polls. When you're ready to have your funnel looked over, we're going to organize a call with Itai to run down a checklist to make sure you are fully prepared or review what you have going on right now to make sure we're not burning a bunch of that ad spend. So here's what you're going to get. 10 weeks of the Belt Method virtual training, $5,000 value. All classes and Q&A calls recorded and provided to you for review anytime inside of the membership site. Again, the membership site's where you're going to get your step-by-step maps, how-to, some examples. Bonus number 1, 6 months access to the Belt Method Premium Facebook group. Again, that's a $1,200 value. Bonus number 2, instant access to Belt Method unit trainings. That's a $997 value. Bonus number 3, live support twice a week. $1,200 value. Bonus number 4, expert deep dive calls, training on demand. I mean, that's a $500 value. And what it all breaks down to is total real world value, $8,897. Well, let's talk about Jamie Harmon for a minute. If you've seen any of my other presentations, you've seen this, and I want to really stress that, well, this is a first experience out to one of our live workshops. It was the second live workshop we ever hosted. And Jamie replies back, just 2 weeks after attending your July Belt Method workshop, she took one of her accounts from 1 ROAS to 5x. Well, forget about Jamie's 5x return on ad spend. If you were able just to get a 3x or 2x return, would the investment in the Belt be worth it? Well, Jamie comes back with one of our other clients and says, I just got back into service, but right before I got onto a ferry, my team told me how one of our clients is killing it with the belt method, as in 26x in the last 14 days. Still on the road, but was excited to share. I took pics from the shitty Facebook app. Kurt Molly is one of the accounts we started the day after leaving the workshop. And of course, one of my favorite, but wait, there's more. Now, if you've ever seen Billy Mays before, you've probably recognized, but hey, wait, there's more. I want you to notice this watch right here. See, I want to help round your marketing to really harness the artificial intelligence. One of the smartest people that I know personally, I can't wait to introduce you to, actually used to work with Billy Mays. That's the watch Billy Mays gave Mr. Ron Lynch. See, Ron's been responsible for over $3 billion in product sales and TV. He's doing amazing things online. You may have heard of OxyClean, GoPro, George Foreman, Proactive. These are just some of the people that have leveraged Ron's brain. Well, don't worry, we got you covered. Because see, with the big idea and choosing your target market and starting testing your creatives, if you hone in on your big idea and follow what Ron teaches, it's going to allow you to connect with your market in new ways that you never have before. And when you start developing your creatives, oh my goodness, there's so many people who've used Ron's philosophies and used the belt and had some amazing results. Well, another bonus for you too is Adam Lyons. Adam Lyons is an expert and voted the #1 dating coach 4 years in a row by his peers. What he knows about persuasion is amazing. Adam's storytelling skills are just phenomenal. So that big idea that you had, you want to phrase the story a little bit differently to improve your conversions dramatically, you got to listen to this bonus training. Well, how do you measure everything? Everything that I talked about before? Well, we're going to introduce you to one of the world's best in Facebook measurement, Google measurement. Again, we got you covered. That whole mess right here, well, that's why we got Mr. Chris Mercer to help clean up this entire thing, to help figure out, well, which of the creatives are actually really serving me? And what do I need to change with my landing page or my offer? And then let's retarget people, and is that making me money? Again, we're going to show you how to do this not just with Facebook reports, but inside Facebook analytics and even Google dashboards, so you can start to see, well, what's happening from email versus Facebook ads versus organic? What's working and what's not? Speaking of what's working, what's not, Patty has over 18 years of experience working with Fortune 50 global brands. This is going to round out your marketing strategy in just huge ways because, see, Patty's last corporate position was leading global agency strategy relations. Having managed just under $1 billion in ad spend, Patty's worked with some of the biggest brands in the world. See, what's going to happen is the insight from just this bonus training will help cover the big idea, will help the positioning in your market. Even as you start testing creatives, it'll give you a different way of how you can position your brand in your market with multiple different people. But again, to really dive down into the well-rounded marketing, the well-rounded propaganda, I'm also going to give you access to a bonus training from Zach Collins. This is the person who used to run our agency here in Austin, Texas. And essentially, he's going to show you how to get started on Snapchat ads. Joshua B. Lee is a great friend of mine, literally works with some of the world's top strategic coaches to reach out on people on LinkedIn in an organic fashion that I can't wait till you see the presentation. This multi-channel is, Joshua B. Lee is literally one of the top sought-off experts in the world right now for LinkedIn. Jesse Elder. Now, if you don't know Jesse Elder, Jesse teaches something called ethical cult building, time piercing. List goes on and on. What I want you to do is watch Jesse's bonus videos. He's an amazing individual, a great friend of mine that his speech moved everyone in the room when it was filmed, and definitely something you'll want to check out. Itai Bengal, as you know, writes a lot of our copy. You're going to see an additional in-depth training outside of week 3 that he goes even deeper inside of copy to really help assess your offer and your overall copy. Again, along the way, don't worry. We got you completely covered. Because when you decide to join the family, here's what starts to happen, is we want to make sure that you feel welcome, loved, supported. We're going to have new student orientation. Now, the date and time is going to be determined because we want to have a 1-hour live Zoom session based on student locations around the world, how people are getting acclimated. It's kind of like if you, when you went to high school, primary school, whatever you call it when you're around the world, and you're new, essentially what would happen is they would have an event or a day where you would show up, and for an hour or a couple of hours, they just get you acclimated with, hey, here's how school works. Here's how the Belt membership sites work. Here's exactly where you go for additional support. Here's what you do inside of the Facebook group. Now, some people may skip orientation. I think I may have skipped one in high school. Some people really like to go through to feel really comfort and to feel secure and reassured in their decision that they made the right decisions at the right place, and they just want to know what to do next. Totally fine. We will keep you posted inside of the premium group when we have the new student orientation. Now, we're also going to be hosting a Super Saturday. We'll poll people inside of the group about this as well. What we like to be able to do is people who are brand new to this whole Facebook experience. Again, this is the presentation. Again, for people who have invested under $1,000 into Facebook, some people just really want some additional hand-holding because they're brand new and they want to know exactly what to do next. That's what we're going to dedicate a couple of hours on a Saturday for. Show up, ask your questions. We'll make sure you're taken care of, that you have a really good baseline to get started as you're jumping into the bell. Well, I've told you a lot of information. You jump inside of the membership group, you start taking a look at everything. Let's just say that it's not for you. Well, we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee that literally for any reason you're not 100% satisfied with the content, trainings, workbook, guides, resources, bonus trainings, experts, even the sound of my own voice, you'll get your money back. See, what you can see is the Belt Method Live as a workshop is a great deal at $5,000 for 3 days. But because this is a workshop that's 100% virtual, we don't have the incredibly high overhead that comes with doing an in-person workshop. So if someone calls us during times of non-open enrollment, hey, Kurt, Nick, I need to get in. I need to get in now. My boss said I really need to. It is available for $4,000 for the general public. But because it's open enrollment, your investment today is not $4,000. Since it's open enrollment ahead, we bring people in batches so we can work with them in batches, just like I talked about before. Your investment today is only $1,999 to learn these well-rounded marketing methodologies to implement directly into Facebook that can this is a huge difference in your marketing. Now, a lot of people ask us, well, what about a payment plan? So what we do is we do stretch this out over 6 months, and you can do this for 6 payments of $499. Whatever works best for you. We just want to make sure this gets in the hands of the right people at the right time. Like I said, as we do open enrollment for the groups, and we're doing open enrollment till Sunday, February 8th, or until 50 people join the family. So if you see the button show up down below and you click the button and it doesn't go anywhere, that essentially means that we're already full with 50 people. But if you click the button down below and it takes you to one of the payment options, get involved now, because what you're going to get is you're going to get 10 weeks of the Belt Method virtual trainings. All classes and Q&A calls will be recorded, provided to you inside of that membership area. Bonus 1, 6 months access to premium Facebook group. That's a $1,200 value. Bonus number 2 is instant access to Belt Method unit trainings. It's $997 value. Bonus number 3, live support twice per week, $1,200 value. Bonus number 4, expert deep dive calls training on demand, $500 value. And the bonus number 5, genius guest trainings. And trust me, we have more coming up, and that's a $2,000 value alone. Just Ron Lynch alone, listening to him, is $2,000. Just listening to Patty alone is worth $2,000. I mean, literally, the list can go on and on. You'll see once you're inside. Bonus number 6, new student orientation. I mean, really, it's priceless. I can't put a real price on that. We want to make you feel welcome, loved, secure. You made the right decision. You're here. Bonus number 7, Super Saturday deep dive for new media buyers. I could say it's $1,000 value, but we just want to treat you right. We want to make sure that you have the right information at the right time for you to start to implement and not worry about spending a whole bunch of ad spend or making a bunch of bad decisions. We got you. Total retail value, real world price, $13,897. So what happens is when you just click on one of the buttons down below, it's going to take you right on over either to the full pay, where you can see the massive discount that we're giving right now with open enrollment, or you can see the 6 pay. Again, if you click on the buttons and the buttons don't work, you may be taken to a, oops, sorry, we're already filled page. But if you can get onto the page where you see one of the payment options, get in right now, because like I said, once we hit 50 people, we're done. I'm not just using that as a scarcity tactic. You can see all the comments inside of the free group of people who are ready to join us right now, because essentially, once you go to that secure spot and put in your credit card information, you're going to access our membership site. And once you're inside the membership site, you'll see a video from me that's going to start talking through step by step where to go next and what to do. We're also going to make sure that you're inside the premium Facebook group. Now, if you enjoy the content inside the free Facebook group, oh my goodness, the stuff that we had in the premium, again, the free group was just the tip of the iceberg. I can't wait to show you the whole thing. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to have our live support calls on Monday and Wednesday. And again, our call times are down below. We will poll individuals just to see what times work for people in locations. But these times have worked for us for years. So this is what we're running with right now. We may add additional calls. So again, enroll right now for just $1,999 today. Or you can go ahead and take the 6-pay plan for just $499. That's just 6 payments. Go ahead and click on whatever link works best for you right now. Join the family today. Again, we're gonna take 50 people with us during this open enrollment, or Sunday, February 8th, whichever ends first. Now, if you stick around a little bit longer and you haven't clicked that button yet, I'm going to answer some frequently asked questions that people ask during our live presentations. These are general questions that are really served for the experience level that you have of investing under $1,000 in Facebook ads. Again, or a little bit more or whatnot. So let's go ahead and jump into those questions if you want to stick around just a little bit more. But again, as you already know, at any time you want to join the family, click the button down below, get started with us right away. So the belt method, frequently asked questions. Is there a minimum daily ad spend to make this strategy work? We're actually going to cover that inside the premium group and inside of the premium training. See, you can start for as little as $6 a day. See, you can go after leads for $10 a lead and very quickly spend the tuition for the belt at $1,999 very quickly. But for $6 a day, you can start building belief. You can start building engage. I want to be able to show you an easier way that's much less expensive and honestly a better way to market and get some of those baseline numbers. So people ask us to explain the training units. Absolutely. So if you're in the free group, you know that we have training units that are progressional. You use one unit right after the other. Well, it's the same thing inside the premium group, but just imagine now you get to see the entire iceberg, not just the tip. So maybe you want to jump into a special unit for a very specific distinction that you have on one of our trainings, let's say Hot 28. You can jump into that right away. A lot of my over-the-shoulder videos are also listed right here in the unit trainings. Do lessons with the belt pivot with the times? I mean, update, new tactics included. Yeah, this is why we do all the live calls. We want to make sure that you are fully supported. We're sharing with you everything that we're doing as well too. So Facebook keeps changing their strategy. So what if these methodologies just become redundant? What I'm teaching you is well-rounded marketing strategies. People who have done some very big things in the world, like Mr. Ron Lynch for some pretty large companies, like Adam Lyons, like one of the world's best tracking experts and measuring experts out there, Patty Dominguez, who's worked for Fortune 50 global brands. All of this comes down to being a well-rounded marketer, not a Facebook advertiser, a well-rounded marketer that uses Facebook as a tool. What my goal is to teach you critical thinking skills so you may decide that LinkedIn may be better for you. Combine what Jesse Elder says with what Itai covers with copy, combine that into LinkedIn, and right there, maybe you just found a new channel that works great for you. I'm interested in creating critical thinkers who are well-rounded thinkers. Well, what happens if I wait to implement the belt? Well, as you already know, there are millions of people who are advertisers, millions more people are joining, ad costs are always rising, and honestly, a lot of people get lost in the crowd. I always love to have people who are in the free group, stay in the free group, learn as long as you want. And again, it's only the tip of the iceberg. Just realize this, that inside the free group, I'll be answering questions twice a week inside the free group, but they're questions that I respond through with just in the messages, just through comments. Now, inside the premium group, this is where you get the live Q&A calls, and we always make sure that you're not just another person in the crowd that just gets lost in the crowd. Because when people get lost in the crowd, they get lost with customer support, cost starts to rise, everyone's trying to figure it out. You got this whole ugly bear with me thing, and then everyone's trying to figure out customer support, and well, we just have a better way for you and some better connections that, well, we don't need customer support if we're always doing the right things. How would you implement for a service versus a product? Would you start with a video around the problem or centered around the service and solution? Yeah, one of the great things that you can do is start some landing page clicks. We can show you how to do that, or post-page engagement, or some video views, literally for under $6 a day. We can start advertising the belief of why you require to need this service. Engagement can be some ads just like how to, or did you know about the service, product, or solution? And then we can attract a lead. But literally under $10 a day, we can get started. Are you finding that this method works well for high ticket offers? I mean, I've got several clients that offer 10K offers from their webinars. Yeah. I mean, our phone honestly rings off the hook for the agency. So that's why we're really specific on who we take on. Our belt method workshops, we'll be selling those for $5,000 for 2 days. Same way we sold the $5,000 for 3 days. Goes straight to a form. So works great. Will this work for affiliate marketing, like promoting someone else's product? Yeah, we do that now too. Again, I treat our advertising like a digital newspaper. We're going to run lots of different offers. So some of you may have already seen the video with Justin and I, and you've picked up the free retargeting recipes book. If nothing else from this presentation, I'd be happy to give you that free book. It's inside of the free group. Just tag me, let me know, and I can give you the link for it. But yeah, we do it all the time. Well, Brandy Schaefer has her own brand, her own personality. She's amazing. But the thing is she used this as and really leveraged an affiliate program that she's with. So actually, she just leveraged some of the information we gave her last year, where she spent $42,992.22 and made $149,308.59. Can this work with products like skincare and supplements? Well, absolutely. Here's the deal. It's about the product itself. Yes, it has to be of high quality, but it also has to have a really great story. When Ron walks you through the big idea, he's going to show you a different way to look at your customer. Your customer is actually going to look at you in a different way as well too, and that's what's really going to come down to the creative. Some really great stories can work for lots of different products as long as it's ethical, moral, and allowed by Facebook. We're going to show you a different way to think. So as long as you have the market well thought out, you've done your research, you have a pretty high probability of making a good run at Facebook ads and making them work. So could you use the belt method to promote a webinar offer so people would book a call to action? Like, hey, schedule a time to meet with a consultant. Yeah, I just went over that. So that's what we do for 3-day events, 2-day events, and whatnot. Can you use the belt method to set up other brick and mortar businesses and charge them to run their Facebook ads? Oh my goodness, this is what we do all day long inside the Academy and the Platinum Mastermind. We work with lots of different agency owners and we show them specifically how to use the belt for their agency. See, the other thing is I also share with agency owners step by step our agreements, our forms, our processes, and I do that all inside of the Academy. So if you're watching this and you're just starting to run ads, if you're watching this and you're really interested in maybe starting an agency or maybe getting some leads that you can run some Facebook ads, just go ahead and tag me inside the group, inside the premium group or inside of the free group. I'll make some introductions for you in the right places at the right time. Other than that, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching the presentation. Thank you so much for investing your time. I know your time is your most valuable resource that you have, and we have very limited time overall with everyone trying to get our attention. So I just want to thank you very much for watching the presentation and having an open mind as you're considering joining the Belt family. Remember, you have the timetable from all the way till February 8th. That is this upcoming Sunday, or as soon as 50 people sign up for the Belt and become official family members. Now, by the way, if you're still enjoying this presentation and watching this presentation, I always like to say, but wait, there's more. Stick around. I want you to hear some words from some other people. You've heard me talk for a while. Why don't you hear some other people talk about us, the experience that they've had with us, and some of the results as well too. I really look forward to seeing you inside of the Belt program, the 10-week program inside of the premium group. Right now is a great time to go ahead and click on those buttons down below. Or if you'd like to spend a little bit of additional time with us, you can do that right now and hear what other people have to say about the Belt method and how we work with them as well. Thank you so much for investing your time with us. Stay tuned, check out these other stories, or if you already know you're ready to get started, click one of the options down below now.
What Kurt's going to be showing you and teaching you knocked everybody's socks off. So I'm super excited for you to see what he has in store for you. As he mentioned real quick, this presentation, this training session is essentially about a Facebook advertising method that has been working really, really well over the last year or so, specifically the last few months. For myself and for a lot of his other clients out there, he's going to go through essentially the people that he works with, people like the San Antonio Spurs. He also runs all of my traffic. So any of the ads that you saw for this webinar or for any of my products, Kurt and his team are the ones who manages that. So I can't give a bigger endorsement than that. This is who I use for all of my traffic. And then finally, before I hand it over to Kurt, I'm just going to say what he's going to show you tonight is the keys to the kingdom. This is the strategy and the methodology that has allowed me to make over $60 million online. I am not a big presence on social media. I'm barely on Instagram. I'm really never on Facebook other than these ads that we run. I'm barely on YouTube. I'm not on TikTok. I'm barely on Twitter. And yet we absolutely crush it. $60 million in sales, all because of what Kurt is going to teach you here today. So this is how myself, people like Ryan Dice, people like Frank Kern, all of the people who've done multiple 8 figures online, you're going to learn how we do that. It's all about paid advertising, and it's changed. What Kurt's going to show you here is absolutely revolutionary. It's a new approach to Facebook paid advertising. And the really neat part is this is a strategy you can use for about $10 a day. So it's not going to break the bank, and it's going to put you in control of your traffic, in control of your leads, and in control of your sales.
My name is Kurt Molly. I am the co-founder of Black Box Social Media, and we've spent a lot of money on Facebook ads over the last 10 years. Lots of money. We have trainings and group trainings, and I have clients that are celebrities and who's who, and pretty much that's all you have to know. I am surrounded by 800 amazing people in New Jersey that are changing lives, and this is what I love to do. Over the last 2 years, we've helped thousands of people. I don't spend my time with people, I invest my time with people. I'm not spending my time with you, I'm investing my time with you, because what I'm looking for is great change.
I don't know anybody else quite as amazingly creative as Kurt Molly is.
So Kurt Molly, what can I say about this dude? Generous, smart, always been there, blessed to call him a friend.
Kurt just absolutely changed my life.
All it is about being consistent and having the right message. It's a huge opportunity that lots of people are missing right now.
I've shown people how to tell a story, how to increase their engagement, from that engagement, how to increase their relevance. Once they increase their relevance, how to discount their ad cost at over 80%, all by telling a story. There's no one weird trick, there's no one mega hook, there's no split testing, 500 different creatives to try to get the best audience out of 50 different audiences. It's all done easily by telling the right story.
Kurt's been a massive impact in my life. He's helped me not only how to scale traffic, but just how to be a really, really good person.
Revolutionize your marketing. Unequivocally change your business forever.
I'm apprehensive to tell people to come to the boat workshop because I'm giving away one of my key components to my strategic advantage, but literally it's the best kept secret. I always say, and I'll say it again and again, I have known Kurt and Nick for over just about 8 years. Every single time I come to any event or invest in any program, I exponentially get a return on my investment. And I have invested in a lot of things, and bar none, this is the only one that every single time I always get a return on my investment, guaranteed.
So I've been working with Kurt for a while now. I participate in his Genius Society calls, and I've been in his social media ad genius product for a while. I'm an old media kind of guy, back a decade or so ago. And when I wanted to go online and learn Facebook, I studied a number of Facebook gurus, and plain and simple, Kurt is the only one that ever taught me anything that made me any money at all.
Here's what I have to say. I've been to so many different seminars, tons, right? And Kurt is just so engaging, his pace, his rhythm, the way he laughs, he's silly. It's everything that you want while you're learning and immersed in intense stuff to seem doable. So I would recommend people come for that reason, because Kurt is he's just lovable. And Nick too. Nick is amazing as well. So it's a great team. And then there's Ash, and then there's everybody else. So it's a wonderful unit. So it's family, Facebook family.
Yeah, so what made me come to this event is pretty simple. It's Kurt's reputation. Not only is he everywhere online, but I've had some experience with Kurt for many, many years now. I've actually had him speak at several of my own events, because everything that he brings to the table is cutting edge and fresh and works. And that's the big deal, is it all works. So, it's interesting. Some of the expectations I had coming into this event was I kept an open mind. One thing that I've learned about Kurt and his philosophies is that he's ever evolving. So to have expectations coming in other than I'm going to up level my game would be a little naive. So I just came in with an open mind, and so far I haven't been disappointed. Yeah, so the first day, my biggest gain that I can recall, I have probably 6 pages of notes already from it. I would say that the model of propaganda was taught in such a way that is understandable and something that I've never implemented in that way. So now that I have the framework for it, and I've seen the power of it firsthand, which is Kurt's own marketing, and then some examples from some of the other attendees, everybody should be implementing it. The nice thing is it's something that if you know about it, you have a clear advantage over your competition. So I like advantages. So.
I mean, really points of epiphany that I have gotten, even though I've been working in ad buying for several years now, there's things that were just huge aha moments for me about different ways to think about how we can do ad buying and make it that much more effective.
Like I'm a part of very high-end masterminds, so I get access to a lot of good information, but I've never ever seen Facebook ads done this way. Kurt had a bunch of speakers that were excellent. They taught us how to do different things. But one of the most important things to me in this workshop was like Kurt's level of caring. Like he really cares for his customers. Well, not customers, his workshop attendees. That's what I'm trying to say. He was so sweet. He made sure, we had everything we needed, and he made sure we implemented. Like, who does that, right? So if you're looking for a very advanced Facebook super ninja ad strategy, make sure to check out the Belt Workshop. Thanks.
Probably my biggest wow moment from these past 3 days has been just the idea that we can go through absolutely every step and train Facebook to do exactly what we want to do. But Facebook can also learn from that training and be able to do it completely on its own. And it just basically takes our training of Facebook to know exactly what we want, and then they will find the perfect person at the best time and optimize it all for us with minimal effort.
We are at this 3-day event, this workshop, talking about the belt method and a couple other things, but you were one of the people who implemented the strategy back in December.
Yes.
And right now it's May, so I'm just kind of curious what happened between December and May.
Yep, I actually put the strategy together the 27th of December, and I never got to bottom of funnel, just to be clear. Just life happened and stuff, got in the middle of that, but this is what happened. I spent $42,992.22 in ad spend, and I made $149,308.59. So
income's always great. What was the big difference that you saw when you started to implement this?
The big difference I saw was that every nine leads I was getting a sale. So my cost per acquisition dropped dramatically, and a lot of people would argue, well, you're spending more money, in ad spend, but really it was the opposite. Like you ended up spending more or less as you built out the other pieces. So it's awesome, and I'm going to continue to do it.
Any words of advice for anybody who's considering checking this out?
Yeah, they need to. It's a great way, and really what it ends up doing is serving your audience, which is most important, and your integrity of who you are, instead of just going for the buy my stuff kind of thing, right? It's people that want to help other people, and they get to know, like, and trust you, and that's the game right there.
My biggest takeaway was, I've been doing Facebook ads for the company for about 2 years now, and I've never seen nothing as in depth and as precise or as massive as the belt method. With this method, I feel like I could definitely not only scale my company, but make remain really profitable and optimize what I learned. Kurt is such a nice guy. He puts it in the simplest terms where I can understand it and easily pick it up.
Sure, so the Belt Workshop to me represented a way that I could learn to use the Facebook advertising more efficiently to stretch my advertising dollars and drive more traffic to essentially convert more leads for our webinar product.
Yeah, if someone was thinking about working with Kurt or buying his program or attending the workshop, I would overwhelmingly recommend him. He's dramatically changed my business within the last year, changed the way I've done everything, and it's resulted in a massive improvement in results. So I can't say enough good things about him, and just what a huge difference he's made. And then not just with ad strategy, but with mindset, everything, like dealing with clients, all that kind of stuff.
Hi, my name's Brandon Smits. I'm guessing by now you've reached the middle and potentially the bottom of Kurt Molly's belt funnel. And you're kind of asking yourself, hey, does all the stuff inside of this training actually work? You know, can I implement this strategy and have it return an investment for me, for a client, whichever the case is for you? So I just wanted to tell you my experience. I went to one of the Belt Method workshops in Austin, Texas, got fed extremely well with an incredible group of entrepreneurs, made a bunch of connections, immediately made my money back, by the way, while I was there. But beyond that, I had many epiphanies in the process of implementing Kurt's Belt Method strategies. Let's talk about the results of those. So for one client, in the past 3 months of running the Belt strategy, we've done $565,776 on $70,000 in ad spend. After all of his costs, the pure profit, we've done $253,000 in profit, again, off of $70,000 in ad spend. And we're counting salespeople's commissions for his high ticket program, everything, every cost. Pure profit, $250,000 on $70,000 in ad spend, running the Belt Method. So it's worked for me. It will work for you. And so if you're sitting here wondering, like, should I really invest in this? Like, is this going to bring the benefit that it sounds like? Well, I'm here to tell you,
it's time to pull the trigger, baby. Just pull out your credit card, sign up for the Belt Method, and watch the money roll in.
Have a good night.